wasn't looking for anything that day, just a little quiet in the library. But when I opened a book and found a note inside, my whole life shifted. Welcome back to Phoenix Fortis, where stories of resilience, hope, and redemption take flight. I'm your host, Diane. Today's letter is about something so simple it almost seems impossible that it could even matter. A slip of paper, a handful of words, a kindness with no name attached. And yet, those few lines became the spark that lit a fire of hope, not just for one person, but for thousands around the world. It's proof that the quietest gestures can sometimes echo the loudest. And it begins with a single note tucked inside the pages of a library book. This is Miles' story. Dear Diane, during my final year of college, I felt like I was drowning. The pressure, the deadlines, the weight of expectations, I carried it all, quietly. And it wore me down. One afternoon, I escaped the university library. Not to study, just to breathe. I picked up a book I'd borrowed before, flipping through the pages, and that's when I found it. A folded slip of paper, worn at the edges. It looked ordinary, almost forgettable, but the words inside were anything but. When I opened, there were just a few handwritten words. Hold on. You are stronger than you think, and the world needs your light. I can't describe the way those words hit me. They stopped me in my tracks. It felt like someone had reached across time and space to remind me of something I'd forgotten, that maybe I wasn't as alone as I thought. I kept that note, and every time I looked at it, I felt a spark of encouragement. It didn't fix everything overnight, but it gave me an anchor, a reminder to keep moving forward. There were still hard days, deadlines, doubt, exhaustion, but that note gave me something to return to, like a lighthouse in foggy weather, a tiny point of light that reminded me I wasn't lost. Not completely. As the years went on, gratitude turned into action. I realized if a few words from a stranger could change my perspective, why not do the same for someone else? So I started writing little notes, simple ones. You are worthy. Keep going. Today is a new day. At first, I slipped them into books, just like mine had been. Then I began leaving them in coffee shops, on park benches, even tucked under windshield wipers. Anywhere someone might stumble upon them. It became a personal mission, a way to quietly put hope back into the world. One time, I left a note inside a history book at a secondhand bookstore, just a simple message. Your story matters more than you know. A few weeks later, I stopped in again, and tucked into the same shelf was another slip of paper. Different handwriting, same page. It read, I found your note on a really hard day. Thank you for reminding me I'm not alone. No name, just a quiet reply, left in the same way. A full circle moment I'll never forget. For a long time, I didn't know if the notes were really reaching anyone, but I never stopped my mission. And then one day, everything changed. Someone found one of my notes in a cafe and shared it online. They wrote about how it had encouraged them at just the right time. The post went viral overnight. But what amazed me wasn't the attention. It was the ripple effect. People started sharing their own stories. Then they began writing their own notes. Photos and hashtags popped up. Teachers asked students to write affirmations for one another. Libraries created kindness corners. Coffee shops left baskets of free notes for anyone who needed one. It spread farther than I ever dreamed. Not just my city, not just my country, but across the world. All because of one small, anonymous note. I still don't know who wrote the one I found in that library book years ago, but I do know this. Their words didn't stop with me. They sparked something bigger, a movement of quiet kindness passed hand to hand, note to note, heart to heart. And that, to me, is the proof that we don't need to be extraordinary to make a difference. We don't need grand gestures. Sometimes the simplest words are enough. With gratitude, Miles. Miles, thank you for sharing this beautiful reminder. So often, we underestimate the impact of small kindnesses. But one note in one library book set off a chain reaction that continues to this day. It shows us that love and encouragement don't have to be loud to matter. They don't even have to be credited. They just have to be shared. And I'll tell you this, just last month, someone wrote to me about a time they were waiting at the bus stop. Feeling worn down and unseen, a stranger sat down beside them, handed them a cup of coffee, and simply said, "You looked like you needed this." That moment stayed with them for years. And when I read that letter, it reminded me why Phoenix Fortis exists. These stories, big or small, remind us that hope is passed hand to hand, sometimes in ways we don't even realize. And maybe the next act of kindness someone remembers for a lifetime could come from you. If this story has stirred something in you, I invite you to carry this forward. Write a note, leave a message, offer a small kindness without expectation. You may never know who finds it, but I promise it will matter. And if you have your own story of an act of kindness, whether you gave it or received it, we'd be honored if you shared it with us here at Phoenix Fortis. Your words might be the encouragement someone else is waiting for. And while you're here, I'd love for you to like this video, subscribe, and leave a comment. Not just for us, but because when you share your story, someone scrolling by might find the reminder they need to keep going. That's how kindness works. It multiplies. So here's my challenge to you. Before this week is over, write one note. It doesn't matter if you tuck it in a library book, leave it on a cafe table, or slip it into your own wallet as a reminder for the days you forget your worth. Because sometimes the person who needs encouragement most is you. To all of you gathered here with me, I want to speak directly to your heart. If you've ever wondered whether your small kindness matters, it does. If you've ever felt invisible, please know you are seen, and your presence makes a difference in ways you may never realize. And if you're carrying something heavy tonight, let this be your reminder that you don't have to carry it alone. There is a community here listening alongside you, rooting for you, even if you've never met. Here's the hard truth. Kindness doesn't expire. The smile you offered years ago, the note you tucked away, the gentle word you thought was too small to matter, it's still out there. It lingers in memory, in spirit, in the quiet spaces of someone else's story. Those moments ripple farther than you'll ever see. And sometimes they're the very thing that saves the day for someone you may never meet. Kindness is the one investment that never stops paying forward. So wherever you are right now, on your commute, washing dishes, lying awake late at night, I want you to know this. The kindness you put into the world will find its way back to someone who needs it. Maybe not today, maybe not even this year, but it will land, and it will matter. To Miles, thank you for reminding us that small acts of love can ripple farther than we'll ever see. This has been Phoenix Fortis, where stories of resilience, hope, and redemption take flight. I'm Diane, and we'll be back soon with another story of healing that comes when we least expect it. Until then, take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. And remember, hope doesn't always shout. Sometimes it's tucked quietly between the pages of a book. If you'd like more reflections from Diane's hard truths, be sure to check out our Phoenix Fortis shorts, brief moments of insight for the days you need them most. And as always, keep rising.